How to configure automatic licensing in Control Hub. In this video, you will learn type of automatic license assignments for users in Control Hub and how to configure them. But first of all, why automated license is important here? Because you can assign licenses right away to users provisioned. Secondly, manual methods, it's time consuming. And third one, you can assign or modify licenses to existing users in Control Hub. There are two methods. One is group-based and the second organization-based. Group-based will take effect on user groups. For that, you need to configure groups. There are two ways. One with a directory connector or via API. Organization-based will take effect on all users under your organization. You can choose only one assignment type, but you can change your decision at any time. For questions around what's the behavior of the licensing when doing these changes, and more questions, you can visit our frequently asked section in Help Center. The link will be in the description. Auto licensing is the third step in the foundational setup. But before continuing, let's take a look at the current user list. In there, I'm going to select the user Andrea Paulina just to check the licensing as of now. Very well, only messaging and meeting. Let's go back to the user list so we can navigate to the licenses section. Under licenses section, we have the two methods. So I'm going to start with organization-based management. I'll click on setup and I can start selecting the licenses that I want to apply for the type of services. In this case, I'm going to go by real-time translations and I'm going to add the registered to UCM license.
Future Users box is enabled as changes apply always to new users. Check Existing Users box if your goal is to apply changes to future and existing users. Preserve licenses for existing users allows administrators to keep the licenses assigned from previous assignments, plus any new license from the current assignment that is going to be saved. Unselected box means that only licenses from current assignment will be reflected on that user and licenses from previous assignments won't. Click on Save to apply changes.
As you can see, the new license setup it's present. We can modify it or delete it. Let's take a look at the current licensing that it's applied to one of our users, in this case, Andrea Paulina. Now, calling it's enabled. Let's go back to licenses section to test out group-based management, where we're going to be prompted with the consequences of doing this change from the organization-based to the group-based. Once you understand and click OK, we're going to get the option to preserve licenses, which is a feature that allows to keep the assigned licenses from the previous group and will acquire additional licenses from the new group they are added to. You have the option to enable it or disable it. Let's navigate to group list. These two group lists were already created, so I'll modify first marketing group. I have one user and I'm going to click on setup to start selecting the licenses that I want to have applied in this group. I'm going to navigate to meeting to select advanced spaced meetings, and also I'm going to select a host account for this group licensing. For calling, I'm going to keep it as colon WebEx only, and then I'm going to select existing users. The same dynamic applies when we configure organization-based. And the template has been configured. I go back to the group list to select the sales group. I'll click on setup. I'm going to navigate to meeting. I'll select host account to enable real-time translations and WebEx Assistant. Click on existing users and preserve licenses for existing users, and click on Save. Now, let's take a look at the changes applied in the users. I'm gonna click on Selena Johnson, who belongs to the marketing group. So I'm gonna click on Edit Licenses and verify that meeting indeed has the settings that I selected in the group. I'm gonna do the same for John Mendes, who belongs to the sales team or sales group. And the settings are correct. These are automatic licensing basics. Take a look at the second part to understand what happens when you make changes, modifications, move users around different groups, and more. Thank you for watching.